This is the great legend. I'm coming at you live tonight with the Legend's Truth. And we're going to go on a little expedition. We're going to find out what clout chasing means and what it means to chase that clout. But before that, I got to give a big shout to the chat, because where would I be at without that live chat? We're going to be checking in with the chat right now. So what do we got going on here in the chat? We got the one, the only, it's like the Comic Core's main mod, and I'm talking the CB, Chris Barrett, man. Chris Barrett, it's great to see you tonight. Man, we got Double S, Texas own Double S in the house. He says, yes, the great legend's coming back at us live. The champ that runs the camp is here tonight, Double S. And we're going to be talking about that Legend's Truth. And Chris Barrett got some clout. He had a tweet liked by the one and only Flying Brian Pillman Jr., which that's pretty cool, man. Very cool. And Chris Barrett wants to know, Legend, is the MFK still on with Kat? You know, I just sent her a message here right as that cool music was playing. And let's see. She hasn't responded just yet, but that's all right. You know, we might do MFK later tonight, or we might do it tomorrow night whenever she's free. That's where I'll be. Double S, it's always good to see the great legend in a live stream. Yeah, man, been sub since 2017, man. That's what it's all about. No doubt the legend has clout. Man, I don't have any of that stuff. If people are looking for it here, man, they ain't getting it. They just getting the Legend's Truth, man. Mike, great to see you all the way down from San Antonio town, the comic crypt of Castle Hills. Boils and ghouls, man, y'all better watch out, because Mike's going to take you on a ride back to the past, and he's going to teach y'all something, man. Man, we got Fish Tropic. Fish, man, it's great to see you. I may have already shouted you out. I hope I did. If I didn't, my bad. We got Bob World in the house. Man, Bob World, one of the freaking best. He does all of our intros and outros over there on the Comic Core. He's amazing with that video editing. We also have Sam's Tangle Web, man. Sam, what's going down? Man, it's good to see you, man. Sam's Tangle Web, one of the best. And Drew Manchu, baby. Legend's clout is the fact when he talks people. Listen, that's right. Man, I gave a big shout out to Kat Wren just a minute ago. If you want MFK, we could do it tonight, or we could do it today. Even though it's night already, not today, but still it's fun. But yeah, I'm always open for some good stuff. And Kat Wren, always have a great time over on her channel, Kat Wren Figures. Also the sister channel of Kat Wren Figures, known as Cinema Figures, where you're getting all the cool TV, movie, and more importantly, some horror news and horror movie reviews. News and reviews, classic rhyme. Man, it's great to see everyone here tonight. I'm going to let y'all do y'all's chatting in that chat, because that's where it's at. And we'll come back to the chat every so often. But first, you know, when I was thinking about doing this video, the Legend's Truth tonight was going to be about mind control and ways you, as a YouTuber, can use some mind control to manipulate the minds of your viewers to bring you some good shit. But, you know, things change and the weeks go on, and then what I see in real life is what I bring here tonight. You know, I've seen a lot of the clout chasing, for probably the last 6 months, maybe, yeah, I would say probably about the last 6 months. You know, that more, you know, the more I watch other YouTube channels, and I'm not watching a lot. I hardly watch much of anything comic book related, unless it's, you know, some Comic Cores or some classic real comic book talk, because I love their reviews on the CW shows. And I've just started watching Stargirl, kick-ass show, 2 thumbs up, man. I'm on episode 3. Me and my wife are watching it on DC Universe, because we don't want to watch those stinking CW commercials. God, but that's some good stuff right there. But let's go ahead and let me tell you a little bit about clout. More importantly, clout chaser, okay? Clout is kind of like like the power, say you're a real popular YouTuber, you're really high upper echelon in social media, whether you have thousands of Twitter followers or 10,000 YouTube subscribers or crap ton of Instagram followers. Clout is, all of that stuff. It's kind of like fame that you've built up over time using the social media. And it originally got its start in rap music, or how the rappers will kind of do those battles on each other. Eminem may call out somebody, or Drake may call out somebody, or stuff like that. Well, whenever say one of the lower tier rappers is calling out one of the higher tier rappers, that's kind of like chasing clout. You're just name dropping to start some drama, so you can kind of take some of that, try to get some fame coming back your way. It's kind of like if YouTubers, God, what was it? It was Logan Paul, one of Comic Core Chad's favorite YouTubers. I think the guy's a damn idiot. But anyway, Chad loves him. But he has that kind of power to make you keep coming back for more, to keep watching the guy and stuff. That's kind of like having clout, So that's kind of where it originated from. Now, in the Urban Dictionary, clout chaser is a person who tries to feed off others' popularity to benefit themselves. So all that long-ass explanation I gave you, that's, pretty much what clout chasing is feeding off others to get some of that popularity for yourself. Say you have, I'm going to say this, a mega channel on YouTube. A mega channel in the comic book community, if you will, in my eyes, is 10,000 subscribers or more. So if, I wanted to drum up some business, maybe get some more views, maybe get some more subs, I would, call up on Brian, Simple Man's Comics. Hey, Simple Man, will you come to my channel and we can talk to my subscribers about, speculation, or, books that are hot, books that are cold, stuff like that. And then that would be, if, not that I'm a clout chaser, but if I was, I would pull someone like that, try to get some views, get some cheap pops, if you will. But I don't do that kind of stuff. If I ever have Simple Man on my channel, we're just going to be talking about books that we love to read and all that kind of stuff. I don't care how many subscribers a person has or not. And one thing about that is, it's very interesting that when you care about the numbers, you tend to lose yourself. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Drew Manchu with the $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much, Drew Manchu. Drew with the big toonie. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, y'all are watching in your house. I need to watch that because I do want to see Velveteen and Adam Cole battle it out. That's always a classic matchup. Of course, the Undisputed Era on the outside of the ring most likely will screw up Velveteen Dream. Man, Drew Manchu, thank you so much for that. But, yeah, like I was getting at, I don't do a lot of the clout chasing and all that kind of stuff. But over the last 6 months, here in the YouTube comic book community, I've been seeing a lot of clout chasing. And we can go example after example. I'm not going to name any names. But through the years, I would probably have to say around 2016, things in our comic book community kind of started changing. It wasn't no more, and me and Gore Vidal talked about this. He left a lovely comment in my last video about shout-outs and announcements. Go check that out. It was awesome. But Gore Vidal left a great comment. I pinned it on the top. And basically, times change. Like, it's not like it was in the old days where people would talk about books for the love of the read, the artwork, just the stuff that goes on inside the book. We're more now, we have a community, a diverse community of, people that do a lot of speculation, people that try to make money off of the comic books, which is all fine and dandy. I make my money in the stock market, but I ain't making it in no flipping no comics, man. But some people do, and that's cool. Some people buy a lot of those mystery boxes, and then they're unhappy with the mystery boxes, and then they sell all the stuff they didn't want in the mystery boxes on the auction. So it's just kind of like a never-ending cycle. But a lot of people in our YouTube community in the modern day, of social media, and where the social media, it reigns supreme. It runs rapid. Every day you're on your phone checking your, your retweets, your likes, your new subscriber count, your views on your latest video, and all of that brings all kinds of opportunities. It brings all kind of fortune, and fame has become the foundation for this kind of success. This fame, success generated by social media, or whatever your social media stuff is all about. Let me give you some examples and some things I can say about this stuff here. I got a great deal that this gal named Jules Larson on Quora, Quora, and she brings it up and she puts it really, puts it down, and I'm going to read what she wrote. In general, this is kind of more of an expanded definition of what clout chasing is. In general, when one is described as having clout, it refers to the prestige, importance, high standing, prominent authority that he or she possesses, which in turn grants him or she the ability to wield power and influence over others. Right? Now, in the terms of social media, the term clout more so refers to the popularity coupled with power. So you got your popularity, you got your power, you got your clout. The more clout one has in the realm of social media, the more influence they have over the others, their viewers and all. This influence is not to be underestimated, specifically in this day and age, with social media being the end-all be-all to the exorbitant amount of people encompassing our entire planet. We've talked about it. I've talked with it to countless people. You've seen the Legends Truth videos in the past, the Devil's Digital Playground, and how, the devil, Satan himself, uses social media to infect the minds of the weak. That being said, the influence that these social media users have, besides a colossal amount of clout, relates directly to this social media stardom, which on a daily basis increases to an exponential degree, given that they are still relevant, highly sought after social media king and queens with their loyal following, leading to an astronomical uptick of influence stemming from the uptick in their clout, aka the more views, the more subs, the more likes, hell, even the more dislikes, man, all goes into that clout. There's no denying that most people are significantly influenced by those with a monumental amount of popularity and power, aka their clout. This influence incontestably leads to the trend setting, for example, say, in which these social media icons can randomly call the shots as they see fit. And I'll talk about one of those in a minute. Call it a rite of passage, for the copious amount of clout they manage to garner, if you like, but deciding what styles or ideas are still awesome or rad or on the point of these styles they believe need to be kicked to the curb. The immeasurable amount of clout grants them this immeasurable amount of influence to do so. So, like I said, if you have like over 10,000 subs, you got a lot of clout. I mean, you could say something on your channel, and then a lot of people are going to take that as the truth. Some of you may not agree with the Legends Truth because since it's the Legends Truth, it's my truth. I'm just telling you. You may not believe it, but as long as you're watching, you're going to be listening to it. So there you go. It's like, how long can you hold your attention span of some of your viewers? And with some of this in the comic book community, I've seen it used, I've seen it used in a real bad way. For instance, say you have over 10,000 subs. You got a lot of clout. You've got people watching you. You got all your fans and everything's looking great. And then, you want to start turning the clout into some money-making opportunities. A lot of us here on YouTube, we all want to get that 1,000 subscribers so we can have the power to monetize, whatever, make some money, man, make some scratch, if you will. With that money, we can upgrade some of our equipment. We could buy new comic books. We could do a lot because a lot of people think money is power, right? I kind of personally think knowledge is still power, but hey, man, it's always nice to have a couple extra bucks in your pocket. Thanks, Drew Manchu. $2 super chat, baby. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. You got some, some clout. But one of the things that I've seen, and it amazes me, I mean, because say for instance, a YouTuber with a lot of clout also sells, comic books, or they sell mystery boxes or whatever, the gimmick is to get over, And we'll talk about how wrestling kind of relates to certain YouTubers as well. And we're going to go over some stuff that the great Al Snow, talks about. But yeah, so with Clout, I've seen people with mystery boxes, post pictures of what they're going to sell, or what they're going to put in the mystery boxes. So, say they're putting a lot of these awesome Spider-Man books in mystery boxes, and they take a picture of it, put it on their Instagram, and then, they would take that same picture and those exact same books that you think you're getting in the mystery box, and they put them on their eBay page instead. So it's kind of, you get kind of sucked into what they're showing, but you don't know where those books are going. And the fact of the matter is, they was going on eBay. Now, like I said, I'm not naming any names of anyone because I'm staying away from that. But, say something like that does happen. Well, what'll happen is there's going to be some, rival, fan, maybe a butthurt fan that doesn't like you or calls you on your bullshit. And what'll happen is, he'll start spreading the shit pot. And, then all these people are going to be like, hey, wait, that dude was telling the truth. This guy's running some kind of a scam here. Now, in social media, you've seen it. Drew Brees, said some kind of bad shit, and now everyone's hating on him. So, if you have a lot of clout and you're high up on the hill, I mean, you could fall off that hill just as fast as you rose up that hill. Now, a lot of times in our comic book community, a lot of people are kind of blinded by that because a lot of them can't see through the digital lines of this digital reality. You can't slow down time and look in between the lines of the digital reality because you're mesmerized by what you see on the screen and what you'll possibly get if you buy one of those mystery boxes. Little do you know, you didn't know the guy was selling them on eBay. Now, say the guy gets caught. Well, then, before he falls off that mountain, he's got to do something quick. So what does he do? Well, he's going to take an amazing comic book, man. It could be like it could be anything. It could be a New Mutants 98, like a 9.8, a first appearance of Deadpool, blue label, crisp as all get out. And then to make things right, in one of his mystery boxes, he's going to send that Deadpool to somebody. Now, he's going to go a step further. He is going to take that mystery box, and he's not going to send it to someone that doesn't do YouTube videos, Instagram. He's going to send it to someone who is prolific in their social media sharing. So he's going to send it to somebody, and then he knows this person is going to show that book off, and then she's going to say, or he's going to say, hey, I got this book from this awesome mega channel who has mystery boxes. And then she's going to help the guy climb back up the hill so he can kind of sit on top of that hill again. So I've seen that happen in the comic book community. And it actually happens a lot more than you think. And with that, we're going to check the chat real quick. I don't want to lose anyone in the chat. Rantor, Tim Mulligan in the house. Great to see you, Rantor. I saw Brandon Stawinski in here, I think. Did I see Brandon Stawinski? There he is. Yeah, Brandon Stawinski. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you. I've been seeing him in some auctions lately. I think he was in the Strictly Comics auction, maybe? I don't know. There's so many auctions, so little time. We got CBA, Comic Book Estate, man. What's going on? One of the best Wonder Woman collections you're ever going to see. God, I love those Wonder Womans he shows off. A lot of beautiful J. Scott Campbell. I'm trying to remember the other names, but, man, he's got a great collection of all kind of good stuff. One of the best YouTubers, by the way. Not, just one of the best. Oh, there he is, Gore Vidal. It's great to see Gore. Gore, I gave you some shout-outs earlier with that awesome comment you left for me on my last video. And it's great to have you here. It's great to have everyone here in the chat tonight. Let's see. So we've got a pretty good amount of viewers watching. I normally don't check the viewer counts, but we've had a peak concurrent viewership of 22. I normally don't, 21 now. Normally I don't check that because it'll throw me off, and I'll tell you, you don't want to get addicted to a number, right? I always tell my main man Chad of the Comic Core, I was like, and I've told people this for years, when you do live shows, hell, even if you have one, then that one person in the chat, I mean, that's the person you're delivering your message to. So in reality, you're praying that your message gets to that one person to make that person better for what you've instilled in that person. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the channels instill a bunch of bullshit that you don't really need, but you keep coming back for. So I mean, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. So I hope you don't think this stuff I'm saying is bullshit, but I hope you enjoy it for what it is, and I hope you can kind of take it, and I hope it'll allow you to see through the lines of the digital reality and in the comic book community, because we got a lot of clout chasing going on lately. All right, so I told you a story about what could happen if someone kind of started to lose some clout. Then they're going to make things right, and they're going to get some of that clout back. And I've seen that happen a lot of times. Now, we have, what here? Do I have another? Oh, okay. So we're going to go over some, trying to decide if I want to read on to some of these or if I want to talk a little more and give you some more examples. I think I'll read some facts that I got from medium.com. Live your life on purpose. Stop trying to be famous. Okay. So one of the things is, if fame chasing is a game, it's a big time gambling game, because with fame, when you're going for fame, it is very addictive, and it always almost results in losses. Now, sometimes you'll win. Back in maybe 7 to 9 years ago, the Great Legend used to be over. I mean, the Legend was getting like, 100,000 views, 75,000, 30,000, 200 and something thousand, on just different videos of video game stuff and cooking. That's where the Legend got, the name was playing the video games and stuff, man. So, I had a lot of clout back then, and then when I got into comic books, man, I lost all the clout. Man, I tell you. Because for one thing, I take a drink for old Seawood One Eye, but one thing with clout is, clout also depends on, and we'll talk about this one, you got to have money, you got to have money to make money. So sometimes when you got to have some great YouTube material to get some of that great YouTube clout, if you want some of that clout, you know what I mean? Or if you want some of that fame, you got to have some good shit to get the good shit. If I'm just sitting on my ass, in 2019 and 2020, and maybe going live on, the Comic Core, once a week, and not doing anything on my own channel, I ain't going to get much like clout or much fame. Not that I want it, because I've already had it, and I've already, have battled it. And it is a battle, and I guess I did lose the battle, basically, to fame. But by losing that battle, I became a better husband, a better father, and just an all-around better friend to people that actually need me in the comic book community, that I can help, give advice to, pray for, stuff like that. But with some of that fame chasing, the more you play, you make videos, so back in the day, Drew Manchu, many of you actually, being the Great Legend, was on these live shows, very first comic book ensemble live show, with Howler Mouse, Captain Cummings, Hippies Collectibles, all those good folks, and we started something that no one else had seen before. I took it a step further. I used that little Google Hangout live trick, and I started doing solo live shows, and that was pretty cool. And the more of those, that I did, I wanted to keep doing more and more and more, because I was addicted to it, But another thing people get addicted to is, back in those days, when you call someone out, you say, man, we got Drew Manchu in the chat. We got Cat Renfield. I don't even remember what Cat's old story was, but, there's so many great stories of how, they said, when and I'm not trying to build myself up, I'm just giving you the truth here. But they said, it made them feel like $1,000,000 because you were putting them over while they were in the live chat. And I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm going to put you over in the live chat because I wouldn't be doing what I do if no one was watching. But as long as one's watching, I'll do what I do, and I'll tell the truth and stuff. So that's just one funny story. Oh my God, there he is, Howler Mouse. Never wanted it. Let me get when he's in the house, I gotta have Howler Mouse, man. See, Silver Age Dave in the house. Great to see Silver Age Dave, man. Good looking out there. Excellent channel. I had Clout, never wanted it, didn't miss it when it went away. I know, for me personally, Howler, it was like, I think we all had it back then. I don't know. It was just a different time. We were more into the storytelling, the topics, the discussion, and just happy to enjoy that with friends, and I think that's very cool. And, man, it's good to see Howler Mouse in here. Howler Mouse had a kick-ass show today with Jared Osborne and Scott on there. Always a pleasure. I didn't get to catch it. I was taking my nap, but he's always got some good stuff to tell you. Good Twitter account, good Facebook buddy, everything. So, being addicted to this attention actually can make you lose your confidence. You constantly seek acceptance and praises from other people. And when you don't, you feel that your life has no meaning and you're a total failure. You become miserable and you would do anything. You'll do anything to feel that rush of attention again. Because like I said, it is an addiction. Now, growing through the years, you find that it's not all it's cracked up to be. Like I said, in the height of the Great Legend Show, I had some marital strife, so I had to kind of make that choice. You know what I mean? Do I keep, just doing live shows like almost every day, or do I just spend more time with the family? And it's much better to spend more time with the family. I'll never forgive myself for all of those damn live shows I did and all those moments that I missed out with my two sons. I'm going to have to live with that. I think that's probably one of the most shittiest things I've ever done as a man, the most shittiest things I've ever done as a human being. But after some marriage counseling and, some praying and some good stuff like that, I was able to break free from that fame, and sacrifice. In the next portion of this little article is sacrifice everything for fame. Junkies would do anything to get their hands on drugs, right? So attention addicts would do anything to get that follower number or likes going up. Whether you do the most dangerous stunts. I did pour water and dry ice on me during the ALS challenge, but that was just to do something new and completely different, and give the ALS, some recognition. Not that it needed it, because everyone was pouring ice on their head. That was great. But, is it worth it to sacrifice your dignity by doing something crazy? Say you open up the freezer at a grocery store and you start licking the top of the ice cream and then put the lid back. Is it worth that? Is it worth your health that will affect you in the future? And I think that guy may have went to jail for doing that. There was an actual guy that was licking ice cream and putting it back. Again, I mentioned this. You waste a lot of time on that social media. Like I said, the devil can get to you. You thought the devil was getting to you back in the analog days. Me, Gore, Howler, Silver Age Dave, some of the old school cats. We remember life before the internet, And, man, we had our own, we had peer pressure. We had kids wanting us to do stuff. We had to live with, that temptation. But the temptation is always with us now, especially on the digital reality that we live in. With the social media and all that crap coming, it's only a click away from getting into some shit on the internet here. And then we got the momentary fame. If you're just a one-hit wonder, it's not the same as reputation. And they say you need to work harder, and not go after the cheap gimmicks to get over. So that's kind of about what it is. It says fame is the result of good work, not an achievable status. Just focus on what you do best. And we've talked about this in the Legends Truth, the race of life. You want to run your race of life. You don't want to pay attention to the other people running behind you or the people that are running in front of you, but you want to run the race of life the best you can run it. And then when you get to the finish line, you can turn back around and you said, I think I did pretty good. Or you'll get to the finish line and say, God damn it, I wasted all this time for nothing, Because instead of like chasing clout, chasing numbers, all of that kind of stuff, you're chasing an imaginary number where is right now currently in this video, we have 17 watching. So instead of chasing an imaginary number, I'm going to make the 17 people better off because they're hearing the Legends Truth tonight. And the Legends Truth, like I said, is all about chasing clout, chasing fame, and how I've seen it in the comic book community. So, and we've done videos on it before, but I've just been seeing a lot more, and it's kind of disgusting to me. Say, back in the day, Simplify Comic Guy, one of the best in the comic book community that we've ever had, and another guy, y'all know this guy, God rest his soul, passed away not too long ago, OMG Chris. They were the guys that really took AOKs to the next level. Now, of course, back in my early days in YouTube, we always got AOKs. I mean, people, Howler Mouse, Captain Strangelove, Hippies Collectibles, we all like sent stuff, to each other and things of that nature, some fun stuff like that, with not the intent that we're going to send that AOK to Howler Mouse so I can get some more of that Howler Mouse dust sprinkled on me. They always talk about, Hogan must pose. Even though Macho Man beat $1 Million Man in the damn tournament at WrestleMania 4, that Hogan's still going to go pose, sprinkle some of that Hulk Hogan dust on Macho Man to make sure Macho Man is the chosen one, and is already over. But no, we didn't do it like that. We got our AOKs because we truly cared for that person behind the camera that we, had these relationships with. And God dang it, I've learned like so much stuff from Howler Mouse just by listening to him and his historical knowledge in the comic book industry and the comic books in general. Mike too, Gore Vidal, just a lot of the Silver Age Dave too, one of the more ones that I've learned a lot from in recent years. But I've found out so much cool stuff just by listening to them that I would have never known before. Because I'm in my own little bubble, I got some Jonah Hex, I got some Fantastic Fours, But I watched The Question on the cartoon Justice League Unlimited, but I didn't know all that kick-ass stuff about Ayn Rand and Mr. A and The Question to Rorschach and it's kind of like seeing in black and white, so I didn't know all this kind of stuff, but I'm just giving an example, Howler Mouse, one of the best, but sorry, I'm getting off kilter here, but yeah, I've seen a lot of different things, and let's go back to AOK. So a lot of people do the AOK thing. And AOKs are acts of kindness. Now, back in our day, we also used to get random acts of kindness. It would be funny because there'd be someone in the community that would have everyone's addresses, and then so you wanted to send an AOK to person B, you got to ask one person, hey, what's person B's address? I'm going to send them an AOK, and then you just do it out of the blue, out of the goodness of your heart. Now, sometimes those folks made videos. Sometimes they didn't. And, to me personally, I'm one of the ones where if I send you an AOK, I don't expect you to make any kind of videos about it. I'm just doing it out of the goodness of my heart. And I don't send a lot of AOKs because, for one, I'm lazy. Just telling you the Legends Truth there. And two, I just don't do it a lot. I just don't think about it. But today, the comic book community sends a ton of AOKs. But here's one for you. This one is called the reverse AOK. Some of you may have heard me mention the reverse AOK before. And the reverse AOK in my mind, is you're sending out that AOK to a big-time mega channel or a channel that has a lot of subscribers or a lot of people that watch that channel. And the only reason you're sending that AOK is so that person will sprinkle a little bit of that, Hulk Hogan dust on you. Maybe give you a little bit of dust to get you more over, So in a sense, you're not really doing it for an act of kindness. You're doing it for an act of clout, an AOC. You only get it here, fans. AOC, hashtag AOC, act of clout. Get the F out. That's what you're doing. And, man, I think it's screwing, the comic book community and fooling, some of your watchers. And that's kind of I know not everyone does that, but I've seen other people do it. I'll take it a step further. Would one of those kind of people rather send an AOK to a person that is not well versed in sharing on social media? Say they have a YouTube or an Instagram or a Twitter, but maybe they're not able to share things as much as they can. Maybe they have a disability, maybe they're sick, maybe they just don't think about doing stuff like that. Then will that person send their AOK to someone like that? Or most likely they're going to be sending that AOK to someone that has more eyes on them, aka someone who has more clout, someone that'll actually invite that person onto their channel as they open up that person's gift. I've seen a lot of that going on. I'm kind of 50-50. Some people do it for good, but I can clearly see it because when you're the great legend and you can look in between the lines of the digital reality, that person that sent the OK, he's only on that person's channel to watch him open it just to get a little bit of that dust, a little bit of that clout dust sprinkled on the top. And Macho Man says the cream always rises to the top. So I think that reverse AOK, aka an act of clout, I think we need to get that shit out, man, because that's fake. And, man, I could see it from a mile away, and it's just people that want to increase their own clout and get more popular, get more fame, so that will drive more people to their channel. And that's all that is. You don't really learn anything. I mean, you learn that that's a generous person, on the good side, that's doing it as a giver, not a taker. JD Comics fans, Golden Guys, one of the best shows on Tuesday night on the Comic Core, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. But JD always talked to me. He's kind of one of those professors himself. He's got, that golden age knowledge and just comic book knowledge in general. And he's taught me about there's in the comic book community and in life, basically really in life, there's givers and there's takers, And most of the time, you're going to get a lot of takers. Let's go off the reverse AOKs because I kind of told you about my feelings on the acts of clout and the reverse AOKs and things of that nature. But let's talk about, damn it, forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, Great Legend Show. Okay, so Great Legend Show, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I was already a hit, in the first year, second year, already had over 1,000 subs, but mainly it wasn't comic book collecting or anything like that. I started in 2009. I didn't make my first comic book video till 2011. The Great Legends Guide to Collecting Comics. Yeah. I don't know how many views it has, but it's like a lot. But not sprinkling no clout on me. I'm just giving you the truth here, okay? Let's get serious for a minute. Well, those were some fun times. And monetization was good back then. But anyway, so for me, getting into the comic book community, maybe, that one person said, hell, this guy's got a lot of subscribers. He's going to put more eyes on us, so let's invite him on into the fold, and his, great charisma, great personality, the best voice on the planet. But I don't think so. I made great friends. I mean, awesome friends on the YouTube's comic book stuff. But that being said, in about 2016, there was kind of a shift in the community. I've talked to Gore Vidal about this. I'm sure Howler Mouse knows about this. It kind of started to becoming, you know, what you can buy on eBay, what's the hottest book, what's the spec. We had our auctions, and I was, had one of the best auctions. Basically, I didn't make any money doing auctions. That's 40% of the reason I don't do auctions anymore. The other 40%, my back hurts. The other 20%, I felt people taking advantage of me. A lot of times, people would send me messages not to ask me how my day was. They would ask me if they could be on my auction. They wanted to use me to, and use my clout or whatever the hell I have to make them some money or whatever. And I was a good guy. I did, I did that stuff. I wanted to put those other people over. I wanted to see those people be successful. I wanted to see those folks grow, and hoping they would grow to be a giver type channel, not a damn taker who's just interested in fame, fortune, popularity. That stuff's okay. If you want to build a business, that's great. But like when you say community, when you say comic fam, it's kind of bullshit, because I've heard things from mega channels. I've heard them talk negatively about us smaller channels. They've been on that top of the mountain. And when we try to climb that mountain, we want to get 10,000 subs. Don't you want, have some of that? They'll push that damn boulder off, smack dab us all, and then we're left on the ground floor again. But that's not what it's all about. I'd rather be on the ground with my boots in the sand giving y'all the legend's truth than being up there in no man's land where you ain't got no knowledge and you're just ripping people off and taking their money, with Patreon and all the other gimmicks that got them over. But, the thing is, damn, I forgot what I was going to say again. Let's check that chat, boy. I've been kind of running. Maybe, okay, I know what I'm going to say. Hell yeah, AC/DC. JLS, that's shady, man. That is shady. Gifts, Drew says, gifts with expectations are not gifts, man. That's right. Louis Pagan Ponce. Crab mentality, that's what it is. Using the ever so expensive ingredients, ramen. Hey. Louis. Yes, I did do that. But it was easy egg drop soup. The meaning of easy egg drop soup from the Great Chef Show is you want to make it easy. Louis, go back. Y'all go back and watch that Legend's Truth, or that Chef Show if you want to see that. Howlermouth says it had a lot to do with the spillage of YouTube from the gaming community invading the comic book community because the Gamergate killed their community. And dude, I got out of the damn gaming community right before all that happened because I was kind of retired from it and I couldn't do it anymore, man. It was just too freaking much. But I love that. Louis. Oh, Louis loves the truth, man. That's what it's all about, man. That's what I try to do here. You'll always be the Shazam man to me. I love that one, Aller. That's a good one. I do love Shazam, man. Captain Marvel. I got that box right here. I always whip it out because you know how it is. That's number 2. Everyone always wants it, man. Everyone always wants that book. And, like, this book is a good book. Denny O'Neil kind of bringing Shazam into the 1970s, man. A great storyline. I'm rereading all those. I'm on I just finished issue 10 with Aunt Minerva, and I really need to do some of those shows explaining what I've been reading lately. But if you watch Comic Core on Friday, you'll know I've been reading some Denny O'Neil Shazam goodness from 73 and 74. Oh, my God. And you know what I got to read for tomorrow night? I don't know if I'm going to have time. I got to read Kingdom Come. I'm going to be guest starring on Modern Men. Only reason I'm guest starring on there, I want to get some of that Mark Waid and Alex Ross goodness because my main man, Shazam, Captain Marvel's in there. And, dude, Alex Ross draws a Shazam like no other, man. But I'm trying to find where I was here. Drew Manchu says, if Gate is in your name, you're doing something wrong. Oh, my God. Nova Mad from 66. I don't really game. I just have fun out in the community, getting to know people who enjoy collecting, man. We got a lot of great collectors in the community, man. They collect all kinds of good stuff. Stay Puft, great seeing Stay Puft, 1983, one of the best. Man, Stay Puft was more Instagram before he got into YouTube. Now he's doing a lot more YouTube. He's been on some great panels, and he's got a great show himself on his channel. Stay Puft, 1983. So I went over the reverse AOKs. I went over some of the clout, went over some of the fame. I'm trying to tie it all together. There was some other stuff I was wanting to talk about, but I don't know if I can remember it. Damn, that's the thing. I should have had it all written down in an outline, but that's okay too. I'm just excited everyone's here. We got Centauri, Stir Fry, Bill. He's like, Bill, Legend, if you didn't have a slab comic, what would be your first slab? This is kind of good. This will break the monotony. There's a Kingdom Come radio drama on YouTube you can check out. Oh, I will look at that. And then what I'll do is I'll use the DC Universe app, you know, follow along and everything like that. That ought to be pretty damn good. Oh, man. Let's see what we got here. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here, but I think maybe I've gone over a lot of the stuff I wanted to go over with everybody. So I really appreciate that. Let me see if I can remember anything else about the Clout Chasing. We went over the reverse AOKs, and I thought they're kind of bullshit and shady. We went over the people that are dirty, you know, mega channels that get dirty. They use their power to get dirty and stuff like that. So we went over that, and I think that's about all I wanted to talk about on Clout Chasing tonight. So again, I really appreciate everyone coming out. Let me go ahead and do just some announcements, what I've been working on and what we got coming up on the Great Legend Show. The poll, damn, I think that was my first of the night. Normally I don't do the ums. But we have on the Great Legend Show, I'm going to have this poll put up by tomorrow for the next thing we're going to talk about on the Great Legend Show. And the three choices are going to be a Golden Age unboxing, some of that faucet goodness. We're going to be talking about 1/4 One Life. I got a kick-ass game on 1/4 One Life, and it's a game most of you have never seen before. And number 3, the Great Chef Show. We're either going to be doing some breakfast casserole, or we're going to be doing some homemade pizza, man. So whatever you want to vote for, make sure you check out that poll for tomorrow. Check me out on Modern Men with Howler Mouse, Comic Man Andy, and Drew Manchu tomorrow night, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. We're talking about Kingdom Come, where we're going to be reviewing Kingdom Come. I don't know what the topic is going to be. Tuesday nights, check out Golden Guys with JD Comics, DS Comics, Knights of Old, Golden Age Guru, Midwest Comic Man, and occasionally you might get a little Great Legend on there. On Thursday night, no, on Wednesday night, you got the greatest comic show on earth. With Whitewell Comics, John's Comics with Kids, Comics Misexplained, and Bear Island Comics. And then on Thursday, it's Andy Given Thursday with Comic Man Andy. He always has a rotating panel of guests, and they go over some phenomenal topics in the comic book collecting world. Friday night, comic book round table. Or is it Comic-Core round table? No, comic book round table was the one me and Howler Mouse was on back in the day. Comic-Core round table. Check that out. It's a great show. The last topic we did was the Comic-Core's secret origins. And we kind of went back in time and discussed our first inclination of collecting comic books, going into the comic book store, smelling that nice, just musty comic book smell. It was great, man. It was so freaking awesome. And then, you know, that's what we got going on Comic-Core. I did think of some other stuff for the clout. A lot of times for more clout, I've seen some of the mega channels where most of the time the lower tier mega channels will invite even a higher tier mega channel to their channel so those mega channels could get more clout, you know. And I've seen, you know, a lot of the YouTubers under 1,000 subscribers will actually have some of the mega channels come down to their channels to sprinkle a little bit of that dust on there, which is pretty cool for the mega channels to actually do that, because a lot of the mega channels won't do that because they don't give a crap. They only care about their own position on the clout that they're sitting on. If the clout was a cloud and the legend's talking loud, you know you're watching the Legend's Truth, man. But anyways, How dare you, Chris? I'm trying drama instead. Yeah, it's Atari. That was one of the early clouts were, starting drama with a higher end channel, so you can get kind of, even though that higher end channel can send a lot of the mob or the haters to your channel, at least they're engaging your channel. So if you don't get butt hurt by a lot of thumbs down and you look at your dislikes as just audience engagement, then man, you're golden. I mean, but like I said, I'm not trying to chase clouts around here, if you know what I mean. But fans, I hope you took something from tonight, clout chasing in the comic book community, because it kind of opens up things. And like I said, if you slow down time, look in between the lines of the digital reality, look in between the lines of social media, see how a lot of those bigger channels give you like bad information. I'm going to give you one more real quick. I should have mentioned this one earlier. Say there's a mega channel out there and he has a partnership with a, like one of those speculation type channels. Say, one of the, I don't want to name the name, but say you have an app on your phone and you can find out if one of the comics that you see at the store or a comic in your collection, you could see if it's a key issue. What is a key issue actually? I mean, to me personally, a key issue is just some kick-ass read, man, that's key to my own collection, because I don't need an app and I don't need some little scrawny-ass jabroni telling me what I need to buy or what I need to own in my own personal collection. You know what I'm saying? I don't the clout and the, mind control and all that stuff doesn't hit the great legend, because the great legend sees through the lines of digital reality. I mean, shit, when you can see things, the Mandela effect has changed, man, I can see all kind of shit, man. I've seen it all. I've done it all. But yeah, try not to let some of those mega channels tell you what are keys and tell you, oh, this book is going to be worth so much money. If you don't get it, you're missing out on the parade. Because I feel personally, once you start letting money make the decisions for you, then your brain ain't working the same, because you're so pent up on how much a comic's going to be worth, instead of the comic being worth so much more when you turn the pages and open it up and flip the pages. You know what I'm saying? So one other thing I want to tell you about the clout is, I've seen, people, bust their ass, 3, 4 live shows a day, multiple live shows throughout the week, doing their best to be the next big thing in the comic book community, or, with views and subs and all that stuff. And they work their ass off. And then I've seen them, drop off, the face of the earth, because they didn't get, they got burnt out, or they finally, the light bulb clicked off and they're like, damn, I need to start spending more time with my wife. She's getting pissed. But in actuality, I've also seen people go ahead and give up because they didn't have the mega channel numbers. They were putting in the work. They even bought TubeBuddy, the gimmick that, will give you tags and give you keywords to, the words that YouTube uses for search optimization and all that crap. I've seen people use the TubeBuddy and they still haven't been able to get over. And I've seen them give up because they weren't as hot as one of the mega channels. That's kind of like when people start doing that, they kind of forget what they got on the bicycle, why they got on the bicycle. And that was to pedal, and have a good time and ride all around and experience new things in life that you haven't experienced before. But your head's so caught up with the fame, the addiction, and the money, you forget about stopping and smelling the roses. Let me get a little drink, and I've got one more to tell you. But the thing I want to close off with, as far as clout chasing, fame, numbers, views, subs, and all that kind of crap, I see so many people worrying about the sub counts, the followers, the likes, and the views, and they're, instead of worrying about what good stuff, which is over here, all this chat. Hi, Leah, Comic Bro, good to see you, brother. As they forget all those names in the chat, and that's today, because they're worried about tomorrow. They're worried about that number going up tomorrow when they really ought to be worried about the people they have watching them today, you know. And me, I don't really have that problem, thank God, you know. So I'm not looking for any more subscribers. I'm not looking for any more views. I'm looking to change lives, man. That's what the Legends Truth's here to do. Fans, I just want to thank everybody again, man. Look at those names in there. I'm going to try to give everyone some last-minute shout-outs. Chris Barrett, Drew Manchu, Howler Mouse, Fish Tropic, Hialeah, Comic Bro, one of the best luchadors in Florida, Centauri Stir Fry. It's good to catch a Legend live show. It's been a while. Also, Howler Rocks. Hell yeah. JLS. Oh, JLS. Me and my wife saw it on Amazon Prime, and I knew the movie. It was, they showed it in Austin, Texas, you know, one of those like little indie kind of theaters. But, of course, I ain't going to go to Austin to go watch it, even though my brother lives down there. He doesn't believe in the Mandela Effect. He's too young, so he just thinks I'm batshit crazy. But that's okay. Rantor, Tim Mugen, good in the house. Tim Mungeon is in the house. JLS, like I said. Fish Traffic, Nova Mad, thank you for coming. Stay Puff in the house. 1983. Catrin Figures. We're going to be doing a Murder F Kill on her channel pretty soon. Lewis Pagan Ponce giving me hell about those ramen noodles. Or I called them ramen noodles, didn't I, in that easy egg drop soup. Those are the good old days, man. That we're going to bring some of that cooking stuff back. Silver Age Dave. Gore Vidal, one of my favorites. Love his readings. I know he posted one. I haven't watched it yet, though. He does a good reading over some of the greatest writers, authors of all time. You know, oh, Brandon Stawinski popped in. Oh, dude, you want to know another one? I'm going to give you another pet peeve of mine. Bob World, great seeing you. Double S, one of the best. Let me give y'all one that pisses me off. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. It's called drive-bys. YouTube drive-bys. So whenever you have a live show, someone that comes by your channel, and I'm not calling this guy out or anything. I'm just going to use it as an example. No, wait, where is it? Someone that comes by your live show. Yeah, I can't do it. Anyway, someone that comes by your live show just to like, this is kind of a clout gimmick, if you will. They'll come by your live show. They'll type something in the chat. A lot of times they're a mega channel or a bigger channel, and they'll just type one thing in the chat, and then they just leave. But the reason they put their name in the chat, like they're just real quick, well, they might give a funny, like, you know, some eyes or something, you know, might give you the old Perry Comics lurker gimmick. And I'm not, you know, bashing Perry, but it's the only example I could think of, because he's one of the ones that do a lot of drive-bys. And drive-bys, man, all they are is just a way to get that guy in the chat over. Because you type something out, then everyone's going to be like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Hey, man, hey. And everyone's saying hey to this guy in the chat, but then his ass is already gone. So, man, I hate drive-bys. It's kind of like if I'm a professor and I'm teaching class, don't fucking come in late to my class and say some shit, funny shit, and just leave. I mean, because you're missing out on the whole damn thing because you just want to get some clout by coming in here and doing a little drive-by in the chat, man. So if you ain't here to learn and you ain't here for the class, then get your ass out of here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what those drive-bys are. So tonight, fans, you learned a little bit. I hope you learned about clout. You learned about chasing clout. You learned about AOC, acts of clout, you know, those reverse AOKs where people only, you know, send something to the big channels and send stuff to people that they know they're going to share that's going to get you some of that dust, some of that clout dust to get you over a little bit more. One last thing. We mentioned Al Snow earlier. You know, he did an interview on Hannibal TV with Devin over there at Hannibal TV. He's Hannibal. He's a wrestler in Canada, Great Northwest Wrestling. And he talked, and Al Snow said, you know, what's a work? And a work is you doing something that you know is not right. You know, you're doing something that is, you know, basically a lie. You know, you're lying about something, or you're doing something that isn't true, but you want the audience to believe it's true. That's what a work is in wrestling. Now, what is a worker in wrestling? Now, a worker, you know, would, of course, that's a professional wrestler, right? A worker. He said like this, you know, and he said a worker is someone that can make you believe in what that worker is doing, okay? So in one sentence, Al Snow asked Devin, tell me, you know, he was talking about a technical wrestler like Dean Malenko, and, you know, a more guy that gets over with the crowd like John Cena. John Cena may not have all the wrestling moves that Dean Malenko has, but he's a great worker just the same because he presents things differently. So Al Snow asked Devin, he says, well, explain to me Dean Malenko in one sentence. What makes him a great worker? And Devin says, Hannibal says, Dean Malenko has over 1,000 holds. And Al Snow says, so what? What does that do? Because you're explaining it to someone who's never watched wrestling and things like that. And then Al Snow ended it with this. Would you rather see some guy named Dean Malenko that has 1,000 holds, or would you rather see some redneck son of a bitch beat the shit out of his boss? There you go. You want to see the redneck son of a bitch flick people off and beat the shit out of his boss, right? Stone Cold beating the shit out of Vince McMahon, if you don't know pro wrestling. But fans, anyway, it's what you, that clout you have, you know, are you going to use it to do a work on some people? Are you going to fool people? Or are you going to be honest? You're going to be an honest person, and you're going to give them the best version of yourself, and you're going to give them some of that Legends truth. Fans, this is the Great Legend. Thank you so much for sticking around, saying peace out. God bless.